it is what it is. I'm willing to fight the best fighters in the world. I've been saying this for a while now, so I'm not like I'm not picking fights. I'm trying to fight the best fighters in the world.
Shakur called you a duck for offering him a 75-25 split. Your response to Shakur is?
Shakur know what time it is with me. At the end of the day, he know that my offer was legitimate, and if he wanted to really believe in himself, if he believed that I was everything that he claimed that I was, then he would have took the fight. It was most money that he would have ever made, and it's that he would have made all his fights put together with that 25%, and that's facts. That's 100%. And if it felt like I was so easy, so green, whatever he says, a bitch, then he would have took the fight, and he would have had a shot at undisputed titles like I did.
You still have 3 belts at 135. Does that mean you still considering moving back down to 135 to fight Gervonta Davis or Shakur?
Yeah, my belts. I still keep my belts there for a reason. I've asked the sanctioning body so I can have my belts there. I think those fights could happen in the future. My main focus right now is Regis Prograis, becoming a 2 divisions world champion.
Okay, we're gonna switch gears a little bit to another familiar name, Shakur. He said Haney ducked him. What's your response to that?
Come on now, you know better. You know better than that. Obviously, you can't say that someone has ducked you when you have an offer on the table. The offer, although someone might look at it and say 25%, when you're talking about 25% of say 16 million, that's $4 million. Of course, $4 million is more than Shakur has ever
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. If you talk about a fight being double that or anything like that, well then you can obviously, that would be $8 million for him. I think that I don't want to say anything bad about Shakur, but I don't think that he wanted that fight. I don't think at 50%, that keep saying 50-50 and you don't have a belt, that's something that you want to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. What I did was, when we first initially talked, we talked about a flat fee. So I asked Mr. Stevenson and, through the attorney over at Top Rank, who that's what Shakur opted to speak to the attorney and have the attorney call me, right? Mm-hmm. Let me rewind it back. So, Shakur supposedly sent Devin some bottles.
Okay.
At a club.
Yeah,
right?
that was that.
Infamous everything. Yeah. Devin asked me, what's going on? What are you talking about sending some bottles? Now, prior to that, we had been talking to Top Rank. The Top Rank lawyer had been calling me and we've been talking. No contract, no numbers, none of that kind of stuff had been presented. Devin asked me, what's up with the bottle? What's up with this? I called the Top Rank attorney and I said, hey, what's up with this? He said, I'm gonna reach out to Shakur and them and see what's going on. He says, no, Bill, I don't have an offer for you, right? He comes back to me. I said, well, this is easy, right? I said that you just gave Devin 2.8 to go across the water, and Devin had 1 belt. Shakur doesn't have a belt. So I said, well, 2.8, doesn't that sound about right? He says, no. He came back, he said 50%. I came back, I said, no, we give him a little bit more than that, maybe 3 point something, 3.5, something like that. He said no. He came back 50-50. I then told Dev, I said, man, dude don't want to fight. He said, what is he talking about? I said, he's saying 50-50. I said, Dev, 50-50 is crazy. That don't sound like the guy who wants to fight at all. He said, have you ever heard some shit like that? I said, no. So I did my research, my due diligence, looked up other fights to see what percentages have happened in different fights. And I saw 80-20 with Usyk and Dillian Whyte. And then, so I researched some more and I saw 75-25 with other fighters, but it was only involving 1 belt. So I told Dev, right? Dev said, give him the 25%. I called Top Rank's attorney now. I said 25%. He called back to me and he says, look, we need to start going another way. Start talking about some other options. So I didn't think nothing of it. Shakur started talking shit and came out and said, well, you know that I wasn't going to sign the 25%. And Devin said openly, he said, sign the contract. That's what he said. Right. You know what I mean? And we waited a few more days, nothing. Then we go and start talking about finalizing the Regis Prograde deal. Yeah. I hear this shit come back up with the Shakur Stevenson shit, but I always heard, and they always got information. Every message came from that gentleman was he wasn't doing the fight unless the fight was 50-50.
So I guess that's when the talks just...
There was no more talks. There's never been any realistic talks on his part to me. This to me. And he always came back to the media saying stuff. He never came back and called, or he never had, you know what I'm saying? Jay called me, or none of that. It was always him talking to the media, and then the 50% that the attorney said. Okay. So while me negotiating back and forth with the attorney never said anything under than 50%.
Oh, okay.
There was no counter. There was no, I just said a couple of different ways that just right now, I'm just telling you, 2.8, 3.5, 25%, that's 3 different offers. That's 3 different times I didn't talk to them people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, for the record, let the record reflect, it wasn't me and it wasn't my idea, because you would have got 2.8, the same thing, Devin, you should have got less than what Devin got for crossing over, but we were going to give you more than what Devin got, and you didn't take it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stop playing, man.
Well, that was a lot said, man. You know, they hearing it from your mouth. You setting the record straight on that. So what they said, Shakur said that Haney versus Regis fight is 50-50, but he's slightly favoring Regis to beat Devin. What's your thoughts and about what he...
He's entitled to his opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Devin said he's still entertaining moving back down to 135 for the right fight, like a Tank or a Shakur. Do you prefer that Tank fight at 140, since Devin has been struggling to make 135 for some time now?
You know what? With Regis Prograde being less than 60 days away, you know what I mean? I would be doing a disservice to Devin to look past Regis Prograde. Of course, I always say that all those fighters are great fighters, and I say they're good fighters, and it's a good opportunity to show how great Devin is. So I don't rule out any of those opportunities for Devin. I don't hold any grudges.
Then he told Shakur, take the offer, take 25%. Shakur responded back by petitioning to the WBC for 50-50. But that's only on one belt. You demanding the money for one belt. That's not the whole thing. That's not 4 belts. You see what I'm saying? So he told him the opportunity, you want the opportunity, and I thought it was a deal of the lifetime, because you get one fight at Undisputed, you get 25% of the revenue with a fighter that's not even on Top Rank. And if you agree to the 25%, if Top Rank doesn't pay the money, then we go to purse bid. But you had to agree to the 25%. We wasn't going to agree to no 50-50. And they just had us sign 3 fights to come over there. Come on, man. Make it make sense.